Good evening, everybody. It's another week, man. So happy to be here. You guys just sought out some footage from this weekend's 2018 Rites of Passage. Cardells was in attendance, as usual. It was an event that he annually attends. So we're going to take a couple minutes and go over some of the young ladies that stood out. But before we do, just want to welcome everybody to this week's show. Joined today, we got Quinn Cook, we got Robert Pettis, Wilson Tarpey Jr., and we're going to talk to Quinn in just a little bit in the next segment. Got a lot to talk about. Got a camp coming up this week. I'm going to talk about last year from a professional level. So we're going to get to that. Damo's here as well. Can't forget Damo. It's the guy holding up the phone. You guys can't see on camera at the moment. Social media guru for us. And, Cardells and Octavia are here this week. They're here with us in spirit, so we're going to hold things down and keep it moving. So as far as players that stood out this week at the 2018 Rites of Passage, we got Kennedy Fauntleroy, a 5'8 guard, class of 2022, out of Maryland, combo guard with an elite first step. That first step enabled her to get into the paint for layups at will. She's also capable of running the team as a point guard. We had Hannah Grace Hidalgo, 5'3" point guard, class of 2023, out of New Jersey. A playmaking one who was among the fastest players with the ball. Hidalgo was unstoppable in transition throughout the event after scoring at will or finding open teammates for scores. Gisela Mall is a 5'8" wing out of Texas, class of 2023. As we just said, she's a wing with a point guard feel and skill, so she's more of a point forward. She picked teams apart with her passing and vision, and when the defense adjusted, she showed that she could fill up the stat sheet a little bit in the scoring department as well. Trinity Massenberg, 5'11" forward, class of 2023, out of Maryland. A walking double-double. She scores well inside. She also has the ability to step out a little bit, knock down jumpers, all the way out to three-point territory. Madison McDaniel, a 5'3" point guard, class of 2024, out of Maryland, shifty floor general, who's very efficient at scoring the ball. Ayanna Patterson, a 6'4" post player, out of Indiana, class of 2022, a dominant force on the inside on both ends due to her size and her athleticism. And as far as the athleticism goes, Cardells want to make sure that we emphasize that she had the athleticism of a wing. So while she's a capable scorer and playmaker inside, Patterson's strength at this point is her defense. She was the best shot blocker at the event by miles. She guarded every position on the floor and is a very active rebounder. She also has the potential to be a transcendent big in the years to come. She received her first offer from Indiana in the 8th grade. Now, Sarah Pryor, and I apologize if I butchered your name. This young lady's a 5'1" point guard out of Maryland, class of 2022. Simply put, no one played better. Pryor dominated on both ends, leading the way by way of defense. What she did on the defensive end set up her contributions offensively. She routinely defended players full court, stealing the ball from opposing point guards repeatedly and displaying great timing by getting steals both in the one-on-one capacity and by playing the passing lanes a little bit. On offense, she just couldn't be guarded. She blew past defenders all event long, finishing at the basket quite often or finding teammates for the open bucket. Pryor plays much, much bigger than her 5'1" frame, so don't be surprised if she becomes one of the more coveted prospects in her class, and that class being the class of 2022. Sammy Wagner, 6 foot forward, out of Texas, 2023. That's the class she belongs to. Sharpshooting forward with pro size. That's pretty much it. She's 6 feet tall already. It's a great size. Heading to the next level. I mean, that's crazy. She can score from all 3 levels and has a feel for the game that you really can't teach. Scary potential. Again, I apologize, Miss Watkins. Judea Watkins, 6 foot guard. She's a 2, out of California, class of 2023. Watkins was undoubtedly the best prospect of the entire event. She has tools that some pros don't have at this point. She's a lethal scorer from all 3 levels. She's athletic, extremely competitive, has a high basketball IQ, and most importantly, she knows she has all the tools and has no problem utilizing them when necessary. She will definitely be one of the top recruits in the country throughout her high school career. Again, shout out to those young ladies that stood out at this year's 2018 Rites of Passage. So we are going to move on. We're going to take a quick break. But heading into this break, as always, want to thank Jamaal Hayward from 9450. If you guys if this is your first time tuning in, probably for like the last month and a half, maybe 2 months, Jamaal Hayward's done a great job providing, folks with a little bit informative basketball sessions. It's simple things, it's little parts of the game, try to help you along the way. This week in the breakdown series is it's about holding a defender off after coming off a screen. Chris Paul excels at this. In this week's demo is Stanton Kidd. He played for the Utah Jazz in this year's Summer League. And Keandre Cook, JUCO transfer, headed to Missouri State. Again, this is 9-4-50 breakdown with Jamaal Hayward. This week's emphasis is holding a defender off after coming off a screen. We'll see you guys on the other side of the break. You're watching the Focus TV.
Go. Pay attention. Go. Pay attention.
All right, welcome back to the Focus TV. And again, big shout out to Jamaal Hayward and 9-4-50 for this week's breakdown. So, Quinn, it's been quite a bit since you were here. Last time you were here, a lot of the things that happened this past year hadn't happened yet. I'm sure maybe you saw them happening. I don't know if you saw them happening this quick. So let's go ahead and get this proper introduction out of the way. We got Quinn Cook in the house of the Golden State Warriors. And the part of your title, I guess we need to add NBA champion, Quinn Cook, as well. So, what's this past year been like for you, man?
Well, it's been fun. It's been a dream for me. Dream come true. Everything that I've dreamed of, playing at the highest level on a consistent basis, starting, scoring high points, getting high assists, playing in the playoffs, actually contributing, and winning an NBA championship is just everything a kid dreams of. And I'm just so thankful for, everything that's, transpired this past year.
All right, so you gave us like the Cliff Notes version of this past year. We're going to break it down just a little bit. And we appreciate the summary, though. You signed a two-way deal at the start of last season with Golden State. After signing the deal, I'm sure the initial feelings were wonderful to find that, you're hanging somewhere like consistently. What was that like for you? Just that grind, explaining to everyone, playing in the G League, you have the ability to get called up, and not everybody always sticks when they get called up. And the fact that it's not always due to you guys as well.
Well, I'm gonna be frank. I was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was happy. I was happy, that Golden State. Like, I didn't care. Golden State was the only team that I would have took a two-way from. I had so many two-way offers, but I ended up signing with Atlanta with a partial guarantee to, and I'm thinking, all right, this team is probably not going to be that good this year, so I definitely, will make the team. So I wasn't worried about that. Then, I got into, working out every day in Atlanta with the team and playing pickup, and I'm like, wow, well, I'm gonna contribute. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I was one of the better players on the team. And that's how the business is. And, I played one game against Miami, and I didn't play again. And, I got released, and I was frustrated. And, I had about 10 two-way offers at the time. And I told my agent the only two-way that I would take if we have nothing that's, a guarantee, the only two-way I would take is from Golden State just to learn. And when I did it, I was happy that I was part of Golden State, but I was pissed because I had to go back to the G League. So more pissed in a way, like more motivation for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I've proved everything at that point that I could in the G League, but it was just another, obstacle that I had to go through. And I broke records in the G League. I thought I did what I needed to do, and I didn't think that, all four of our All-Stars would get hurt, significantly this year at a time where I get the opportunity that I got. But that's just always, just staying ready. You never know what can happen. And, I was just fortunate to get the opportunity.
All right, you talked about, the other offers on the table, Golden State being one of the only possible places that you wanted to go to. We had a lot of people talk about Golden State's culture over and over again, almost ad nauseum. But, I mean, it has to be some truth to that. Yeah. So what was that like? I'm sure you heard about their culture as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's one of the reasons you wanted to go, as you said, wanted to learn. Talk about their culture, man. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Just being a fan of the team. Like Pattis to tell you, I've been a Golden State fan since they started this run. I've always just liked how they play basketball. I mean, they've always had fun. They play free. You could just tell. You could just tell they're very, together unit. And especially when Kevin went there, me just talking to him and just telling me how happy he is and how everything is. I became a bigger fan. And then obviously when the opportunity presented itself, like I said, I didn't care if I played one game, 1 minute. I just wanted to be in that culture. I knew I would be in that culture for 8 months, 9 months. It's unbelievable. Like my first day there, like they reminded me that I had my career high against them. So, they were telling me, yeah, we're going to get you back in practice. And, they just make you feel so comfortable. Like I felt like I had been there. And I had prior relationships with, majority of the guys, but even the guys I didn't have any relationship with, Zaza, D. West, Dot. I mean, everybody just made me feel like a little brother. And, that definitely helped me.
All right. So you mentioned the playoffs for you. Obviously, the injuries that nobody foresaw coming. What was that like for you from a personal standpoint? Just the pressure of having to step in for one of the best players in the world at their position. And, I mean, it's the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I didn't look at it like that, and none of us in the organization did. I thought the biggest thing was they just made me feel good. They made me feel confident. In my first couple games when I was starting or when I was playing a lot, I pass up shots, certain shots that I pass up, and they get mad at me. Like, they will remind me, like, yo, we brought you here for a reason. I know that, I'm not Steph. I'm nowhere near Steph, but, I felt as though I'm a good player in this league, and I can be a great player, and they just made me have that, confidence in myself. And, I just got hot. I was, able to, put some big numbers together, big games together, and everybody's confidence just grew, in myself. And they just made me feel on top of the world. Just that's what they give you, man. If it's, them just posting you on Instagram, if it's, them just talking about you in the media, obviously, we're other than LeBron, everybody pays attention to us and LeBron. So, to have, these guys just have my back like that just meant the world to me.
All right, for you, what was your biggest adjustment both on and off the court last year, in Golden State?
Yeah, well, when I first, started, Steph was out, but, everybody was there. And, I was starting, and my biggest thing was trying to get those guys shots. Kevin Durant's the best scorer to ever play the game. He's going to get his shots. I'll never forget D. West told me right before we played the Lakers, you make those guys' job easier when you're aggressive, when you're playing your game. And, obviously, get those guys the ball. I mean, you know what to do, be a point guard, but still, take your shots confidently, try to keep the defense honest. And when I had that mindset, everything kind of just broke open. And then Sean was helping me so much. Steph, literally everybody, Iggy, everybody in that locker room helped me out. Everybody, every day, every single day. And as a kid, you grow up, idolizing these guys. And now they, are your teammates, your brothers. And, I run through a wall for any of those guys, especially after, all they did for me. So, the biggest adjustment for me was just, really just playing my game. And then my confidence just kept growing game by game.
All right, then the last, basketball question before we start talking about off the court and giving back. Just the initial emotions. You guys won the championship. Yeah. After all you've been through, personally, what was that like for you?
Dream come true. It was, I've always dreamed of that. I always envisioned myself, doing that even before I got to the Warriors. I just always wanted that in my life. and they tell you, it's gonna feel like this, it's gonna be like this, and it was 50 times that. It was just, you just reflect on your family, reflect on all the sacrifices, and for me, like I've always been the most heralded guy, the best player, DeMatha, Oak Hill, Duke. I mean, I've always, been on that stage, and for me to go the route that I went, I mean, it just made me appreciate it even more, and I just was emotional. I was happy, and I'm still riding the wave.
All right, so right now, popular topic for a lot of people, athletes, and what you guys do in your spare time, choosing to give back and pour in to your respective communities. Do you feel that some folks put like an added pressure on you guys to give back or criticize the way that you might do it? Do you pay attention to any of that noise, or just how do you feel about?
I mean, I think it's unfair, because it's so much stuff that guys do, without people knowing. It's so much that these guys do for their families, these guys do for their schools, for their communities, and the fact that some people, I don't want to say it goes unnoticed, but it's not as blown up as other people.
Now, we can say just us in the media, like us in general. We can say, like, when people do wrong, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Well, maybe not a couple weeks ago, last week. When an athlete does wrong, it's everywhere. When they do right, that's slow news.
Oh, okay. I mean, but that's not going to get the same clicks as, you know how it is. But I think we have the platform to, either motivate or, inspire, or it can go the other way. And obviously drama sells. So, I mean, guys just have to be, cognizant of that, and, always know that they'll always be watched.
All right, so sticking with giving back, you've been giving back. You got your basketball camp again this week. The one in the DMV is this weekend. What gave you the idea way back? When did that idea pop in your head to officially start it?
So I don't think I've ever told nobody this story.
I know I didn't ask you before.
I don't even think Pettis knows this story.
Okay, well.
So
Pettis,
this was after my first year in the D League, 2016, and there was a tournament at Run and Shoot, and I went to go see my little cousin play. Actually, my little cousin is here, actually. So I went to go see him play, and he was in the same tournament as I remember, like LeBron's sons was there. Bronny Jr. was playing, and so he had these massive crowds. So, like, I hadn't played an NBA game yet, but I've always, kids are always, I've always just been recognized. Like, I've always, kids just always ask me for pictures and always come up to me and stuff. And, my aunt was like, man, kids love you. Like, and this at the time I hadn't played a second in the NBA. And she was just like, kids love you. Like, you should do a camp. And I thought about it, and I'm like, oh, I ain't thinking nothing of it. Then we went to another one of his tournaments, and like just kids just asking me advice and just showing support and coming up to me. And after I called Pettis, and I was like, yo, we need to do a camp. And it really wasn't like I wasn't really thinking about giving back, like, oh, this will impact so many people. I just wanted to do it because, I knew it would be a big thing. Like, I knew that Pettis would do a great job. I knew my mom would be all into it. I'm not thinking about the impact that it will have on the community and the kids and the relationships that I will form. But after the first day, I just saw those kids smile. I saw parents coming up to my mom, parents coming up to Pettis, my sister, myself, just so thankful and so humbled for us to take time out and do that. And I fell in love with it. And ever since then, like, it's something that I want to do for the next 30 years.
I know that you said you didn't do it for those initial reactions of what people were saying, but upon having those interactions with the fans and the parents, was that mind-blowing to you because you weren't thinking of that initially?
Was it mind-blowing that?
What it meant to them. Like,
because
you weren't thinking that initially. You were thinking.
I mean, I wasn't mind-blown because I was just those kids. Like, you didn't have to be a star. You didn't have to be. If you played basketball and you were good, like, I thought the word of you.
Right.
Like, I told Eton Thomas was watching me work out last night, and I was telling him, he was the first NBA player I ever met. Like, he still to this day is my sister's favorite NBA player, not because he was the best, not because he played for the Wizards, because he's the first NBA player that she met, and she still thinks that, the world of Eton Thomas, and just stuff like that. Like, we met him that was 2001, and like, I still remember that 17 years ago. So I was just those kids. So, when I see those kids happy and smiling and want to take selfies, like, it just reminds me of myself. So it's just a great feeling for it to all come full circle.
All right, so we have attended the camp in the past. A lot of surprises you've had for the campers. What do you have up your sleeve this year?
I don't know. I don't know nothing.
Okay, so we're gonna stick with the secrecy.
I don't know
These guys
nothing.
get out there. But just again for this week's campers, what does it mean to you know that the camp is still going this strong, that people still want to attend, they still want to show out, that they recognize, as you talked about, that experience of meeting an NBA player, that you can be that for someone else's child?
It means the world, and it's just something I look forward to. Something like my mom and Pettis. I'm telling you, the camp ends on Saturday. My mom and Pettis will be talking about the 2019 camp on Monday. Like, so it's something that like I said this year, like the first 2 years, like I've really been hands-on, like especially like in the summer, like I've always been, had this in the back of my mind. I've started to prepare for this since June, but obviously this, like, even before I got to Golden State, like I told them, like this year you guys do whatever. I'm just, I'm whatever y'all want, what I'm saying? And as it got closer, I started to kind of want to take control again and try to.
So it's the first year with your hands
off?
Yeah.
And I try to, but I know they've been doing a great job, and I'm just excited because the kids, they look forward to it. I look forward to it, and I know my mom and Pettis and my other best friend Norman, those three are in charge, and I know they've been doing a great job, so I'm excited.
All right, well, I want to thank you for coming by. Periodically you've taken stops here on your journey.
Yeah.
So we wish you the best. We wish you guys the best this weekend with the camp, that everything goes well, both here and further down south. Both camps.
We got a new location.
Yeah,
new location.
First Baptist Church in Glenard, and then we in North Carolina this year. So, like I said, like we just want to keep expanding. We want to keep expanding. Like, we want to get one in the Bay. We want to get one in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Like, where I started. Like, I had so many people, bring it here, bring it here, bring it here. I think that's what it's all about. You touch so many people. You always just want to give to the next person.
All right, man. Well, you have a great week. And
y'all don't got no questions from the fans? Oh, man, what's going on? Y'all bougie now, man.
You said we bougie.
Y'all don't got no questions for the fans. Y'all don't got no topics. We don't got no other. Oh, man, y'all. See? See how they do
fire,
me?
No nothing.
Dang.
No
rapid fire, quick fire, rapid fire.
We hear too much, bro.
Anyway.
You're right.
Pettis, we hear too much.
Yeah.
We hear too much.
We regulars now.
We regulars. Okay, I respect it.
I mean, y'all been family. We're not going out the way to have y'all come through.
I respect it.
I mean, would you like to be treated new?
No.
Okay.
Of course not.
I would. My first interview was like an hour and a half.
At the old radio show.
Back in the day.
Right after they lost to Mercer. It was that interview.
No.
Yes. That was the first interview.
Why can't you pull this off the top of your head
Really?
so easily?
Yes.
Really?
You can't check with me. I don't
The
remember
first interview when we saw
Oh,
Cisco.
no, Cisco. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Cisco.
It was.
That's right after y'all lost.
That
It was
was
that long
that
ago?
was
Yes.
that was the first interview. Cisco.
What year was that?
2014.
Wow. Why does it seem longer than that?
I don't know.
2014. Yep.
That was really, man. You've even done interviews for people, man. Yeah, nah, not new. I could trust you like that.
Cisco.
That was so funny.
That was classic.
That
Cisco.
was definitely
Yes.
funny that day. Shout out to Bliss, man. There was always somebody interesting walking down those hallways at all times. But, we're going to stick with this theme of athletes giving back. So we're going to take a quick break. But when we come out of the break, you got a nice little video. We were able to attend John Wall's Family Foundation 5th Annual Backpack Giveaway. this past weekend. It was inside the gates. That's where it happened. And you guys check that out. We'll see you on the other side of the break. We got some WNBA news and maybe a little NFL.
Important to keep coming back to Ward 8 in South ACC?
It's just great. I think no matter what part I'm in, it's just the opportunity to give back to the community, kind of bless these people with the opportunity to have stuff to go back to school with. And it's just fun for me and something I like to do. I'm not forced to be here. I just do it because I want to. And to see the smiles on these kids' faces is what I do it all for.
What does it mean to do it here on this court?
Oh, it's great, very fun. I mean, Miles is the funniest guy that you always hear at our games. He's always talking junk, telling our coach what to do, telling us what to do when we're on the court. So, just the type of atmosphere he has and brings to this city is a big part for him. And to come back and do it here where he was born and raised and where he still holds the league at, where a lot of people come and play. And you can't just bring your name, you got to bring your game. So it makes it fun.
There's a lot of parallels between sports and education. What are some of the lessons that you've learned in the NBA that you can teach these kids that they can bring to school?
I can tell you what I learned in 9th grade. Just make sure you do your schoolwork. Going to 9th grade, you think you just get opportunities to go to college by just playing basketball. You have to make sure you have your grades in the right place. Take the ACT or the SAT. So those kids have to understand that aspect of the game. And after that, it's just fair game from there.
What have you learned about these kind of charity events throughout your career? Like, as you look ahead, what are some things you'd like to accomplish throughout your career?
Just keep doing this, Even when I'm done playing, just having the opportunity to give back to these kids and give them the opportunity to meet somebody like me that's an NBA superstar, a player in the NBA, because I never had the opportunity to grow up and meet anybody else, a professional athlete in any sport. And I think just to show these kids that where I come from, the same place they come from, they have the opportunity to make it. Whatever they want to do in life, you just got to put 110% effort behind it.
Who's the best dancer in your family?
Me. Nobody in my family really dances. My little nephew and niece, but my mom and them, no.
You said your mom was pretty good.
Nah, she just not do the old school dances.
The summer of separation, as you're calling it, what for you to run the basketball court, what is that going to mean for you this year?
What is it going to mean for me? Just expanding my game the same way I did last summer, and just hopefully I go into the season carefree with no injuries or anything like that. Like last year, I think I had a heck of a summer. The first summer not having any injuries or any setbacks, and I just got injured like the first 10 games into the season. So my focus is just to go in with the same mindset I had last year, but just change the dynamics of what my summer is. I can't use the same word. I used Wolfball last year, and that's summer separation this year.
Anything particular out of the skill or anything, any part of your game?
All of it, every aspect of it. I feel like no matter what you're great at, you still got to be able to expand on that part of it. And then the parts that you're not great at, you got to expand on that and try to get better at. So I'm working on all aspects of my game.
How do you think you can help Dwight Howard on the court? How do you think he can help you?
I just think the way I pass the ball, the way I play, get into the paint. You have to pick a poison if you want me to dunk on your center, shoot, or score a layup, or pass it to a wide open three, or throw lobs to him. I think I never had that aspect of having to play like that, only with like JaVale McGee early in my career, where I was still trying to learn the NBA game and learn how to get better. I think I established myself in this league, and having a person like that kind of makes it easy. Now you have to pick and choose. Look at like how James and CP does, or how CP's done with almost every team he's been on. He's always had an athlete at center, so you're giving up layups or you're giving up lobs, and I think it's going to open the floor for us even more for guys to get wide open threes.
John, where did your spirit of giving come from? Where did you learn how to give and to give back?
Well, I always learned at a long age it's better to give than receive. And coming from where I come from, you had to go get it on your own, so it wasn't nobody really giving you anything or making it easier for you. So I see my mom sacrifice, working 3 or 4 jobs, sometimes not paying a light bill for me to play in a basketball tournament. So those type of things, it's like you can't put this into somebody that had to be built with it. Kind of like just having a dog on the court. You can't tell nobody have to be a dog on the court. They wasn't born with it, so that's where it all comes from.
It's just a backpack, but it means so much to these kids.
Welcome back. All right, so still with us for a little bit longer. NFL preseason is pretty much officially underway. So I guess people can officially start getting excited for football. As another resident Redskins fan in the building, Damo's over there. Unfortunately, our resident Eagle fan isn't in the house today. Octavia is not here.
Amen.
So I actually have another NFC West fan in the building with me. We're not going to talk about that today. man, we're gonna talk about the division.
Shout out to
Right?
Damo,
Yes,
man.
we get to-
Redskins fan. You feel me?
Oh, man, here we go. All right, so I'm just gonna ask because I know you love your Redskins. Just your initial feelings on, this
Super Bowl
upcoming
champs.
Okay, upcoming season.
It's gonna be us. It's gonna be us and the Vikings NFC Championship. We gonna win on the field
Vikings
goal.
getting to the NFC Championship.
You don't got them going?
No, I do not.
It's gonna be Kirk versus A.
I
Smith.
think the Vikings are gonna fall off the face of the NFL earth.
Stephon versus Jameson.
Nah,
That's what it's gonna be.
I don't think the Vikings gonna be around.
Oh, you gonna see?
I don't know about that one. I know Vikings fans
But
hope that they get better.
but we gonna win it though.
I mean, I like y'all this year. I don't.
I know. I
like
would
y'all-
too.
I like y'all more than I liked y'all the last 4 years.
Do you like us more than you like
My
y'all?
team?
Yeah.
Nah, my coach is better. So,
Shanahan?
Yeah, Kyle's way smarter than Chase. Yeah, I feel better about that. I like your
I
team
like
better.
Shanahan.
Yeah,
I like
I like your
Shanahan.
team better.
I like Alex Smith.
Yeah, I like Lex too.
I mean, we nice.
I think what's it called? Like I think it'll probably be a different feel to that team. Alex is he's kind of the exact opposite of the person that
Top 5 quarterback.
used to be here. I won't go that far.
Top 5. We play them. We supposed to go to the game in Arizona.
That's cool.
He don't want that smoke.
We play
He
them.
don't want to go because you know you're gonna lose.
Who's y'all's quarterback even going to be? Like,
Sam Bradford.
he's not going to be hurt by then. He's not going to be Josh Rosen.
No.
He not ready for Rosen to take over already. How early in the season do y'all play each other? Just
The
Week
first
1.
game,
week 1?
Yeah.
September 9th.
In Arizona.
That's going to be funny.
Yes.
And you got y'all with us.
Smack down.
Of course.
What you mean?
That's going to be
You,
funny.
you know we don't lose when we go to the West.
I mean, at least
Rams.
At least it's a team that Alex.
I
is
think we caught y'all last year, 2 years ago. Caught y'all out
Everybody
west.
caught them.
Everybody caught us.
Yeah, I'm saying, but
They were gone.
when we go west, we don't lose when we go west.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna fight you on this, so get it over with. It's fine.
Oh, all
Like,
right.
I'm not gonna fight you on that. Yes.
Hey, Wild TV can't be able to hear this trash talk.
No, I definitely don't want to hit her today.
Oh no, you definitely don't. Cause
They got a Super Bowl ring now. Oh my gosh, I'm saying she was always
All that-
humble. They got her. She got her ring.
She's still kind of humble. It's just when he's around.
Oh yeah.
She's like, I'm not talking about basketball. I'm not talking about football.
Redskins.
Not talking about
But
Melo.
we,
Not talking about the
at
Eagles.
the same time, we also haven't started talking about football yet.
Okay.
Since she's been,
Y'all talking about WNBA?
yeah, we've been talking about WNBA the
Dope,
entire
Dope.
entire off season, man. Yeah. So last week, I had to ask you guys a quick question. You guys hear about the canceled game
Yes.
with the Aces?
I was
In
supposed to be.
Vegas, right?
Yeah, Vegas. It was supposed to be here. I want to say last Friday.
Yep.
So we pulled into the garage. We were told that it was forfeited at the time by an attendant. The league didn't, it was kind of up in the air with the league. They just said it was canceled. No decision had been made on it officially until today. So today, the news came out from the league that, it was indeed a forfeit. So that kind of messes up things for the Aces a little bit more.
Dang.
Yeah,
First forfeit.
yeah. It's the first one in 22 years.
So they get the L?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, like, what led up to that, it's kind of crazy because on both sides. So, as an athlete, I want you to listen to this whole thing to why, like, people are kind of, like, it was crazy on Twitter. Like, people were literally like, I'm on this side, I'm on that side. There's no gray area. So, the Aces are like, they had, like, a really hellacious travel
I saw
in
that.
D.C. It was really bad. Posted most of it on social media.
Yeah.
They ended up getting in this area probably around 3:45.
AM?
Nah, p.m.
Okay.
The game was scheduled for 7 that night.
Okay.
So they pushed the game back from 7 to 8. They got out there, and then, around 7, like, we got the news that the game was going to be canceled. They, apparently the players had talked to the union. It's been reported as such that they felt like it wasn't in their best interest physically to play that game. Like the Mrs. Coach, he's been around this league for quite a while. Used to coach in the NBA, he's coaching the CBA. And, he's been through similar travel situations in the past.
I've been through that.
And he was just kind of like, if you were here, if you got to the city, you should have played. So that started like this huge war on Twitter this past week, and kind of like in the confines of WNBA media about that. So like, you said you've been through something similar.
Well.
For you personally, what would that be like?
Well, I went through that. I went through that. My first year in Canton, in the D League, we had a game in Sioux Falls, and we flew from Canton to Chicago. We got stuck in Chicago, so we spent the night in Chicago. But the airport. So in D League, you got the earliest flight.
Right.
So we leave Canton at 6 a.m. We get to Chicago about 8 a.m. And say our flight was at noon. canceled or delayed till 3, delayed till 6, delayed till 8, canceled. So spent the night in Chicago. So D-League budget, we stay at probably a day's in.
Right.
And next morning we had to fly to Minneapolis or something. Then we had to take 2 more flights. We had to fly to Minneapolis and then somewhere else. Then we flew to Sioux Falls, right?
Wow.
So
what time did you get to Sioux Falls?
our game was at 7:30. We got to Sioux Falls at 4. And
you guys still
Roddy McGruder was playing with Sioux Falls. Like, so our bags, like our bags were still in Chicago. Mm-hmm. So we had, like, he had to bring me shoes. Like, some people got shoes. Some of us didn't have jerseys. Like, one of our best players ain't had no shoes. So we had to go to the mall and buy shoes. But we got there. We got to the gym at like 6:30 and we played. But
okay,
I'm on the Aces side.
So you kind of like from a physical standpoint, it just wasn't in the best interest of you as an athlete.
I mean,
in that situation.
I get it. Like, I get it.
Okay, so for you guys, at least you guys still all traveled together, right? So this is how bad it was for
No.
you. You guys got there separately.
No, yeah. So we put 6 on the flight that was guaranteed to get there at 4, and the others got their coaches, which it couldn't. It had chances of not taking off. One player got left behind.
Your trip was eerily similar to theirs. So
yeah,
what they ended up doing was they didn't even they spent the night in the airport.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
So, and then one of the planes got delayed for a part. They got the part, but it didn't work, so they had to get another part. So at that point, again, reportedly, they flew separately out to D.C. And, they got here, and all they were talking about just physically that it was going to be too taxing on their bodies.
Yeah, I mean, see, I'm with them. They slept in, Yeah, we slept, we got 4 hours in a hotel.
Nah, they were you saw on social media was just them lounging in the airport that entire time.
I wouldn't play.
Okay.
I wouldn't play.
So you're right with Las Vegas.
I wouldn't play.
Okay.
I wouldn't play.
So that's how we got to the first cancellation in the league history in 22 years. And that's the statement that popped up on the screen a little bit earlier is what finally came out today. The sad thing for the Aces, they were kind of in the playoff contention.
Yeah.
So they took that. They took that L.
Too.
Yeah, they are.
Kelsey, Kayla,
Mariah,
Ty,
Asia.
they good.
Yeah.
Mo, yeah. They nice. I want to see them play. They nice.
So with the game against the Mystics, it hadn't kind of lost until today. They lost their next game. So those two kind of pushed them out of playoff. That playoff situation for the Mystics, it helped them on the other hand because they picked up an extra win after beating Dallas. And against Dallas, Christy Tolliver hit a really big shot.
Tough.
Like a really tough shot.
Tough.
So I'm explaining to everybody kind of what happened in that situation, and then I'm gonna let you
to the other spin. Yeah. Oh my gosh, baseline.
I'm gonna let you talk about that shot in just a minute. Yeah. So they played the Wings on the road on Sunday. This is like the heavy road portion of the Mystic schedule. The regular season ends on August 19th, so that season's it's almost over just that quickly. She hit that crazy shot with 1.4 seconds left. Dallas held a 6-point lead with 2 minutes left. Tolliver scored 8 points in that 2-minute span. Liz Cambaz led Dallas with 16 points and 14 rebounds. LaToya Sanders and Natasha Cloud chipped in with 15 points and 13 points respectively. And then tonight, Washington is on the road again. They play the Mercury at 10 p.m. And again, like I said, that win over the Aces that they just got makes them 17-11. They're 4th in the league and 2nd in the East. But going back to that shot by Christy Tolliver, when you first saw it, how many times did you have to watch it?
6.
It took me like 5.
Watch 6.
Okay.
Tough.
I'm
looking at her footwork. I'm looking at her.
Did you think she was going cool when she hit the half spin? Like the half turn?
I thought she was stepping back, but she stepped the other way.
Right.
And spun back, but still fading.
Yeah.
So the backboard is that's a tough, even just taking a pull, you from a corner, taking a right hand pull up, it's always a tough shot. Yeah. And then I didn't know, I just seen the play. I didn't know, that was to win the game.
That was to win the game.
Yeah, see, that's different.
They were down by 6 at that point at the start of the fourth quarter. Dallas made a run to go by 10.
That's CJ McCollum right there.
It was a tough bucket.
I was CJ.
Really tough.
That's the last person I saw do that move. Tough.
You gotta send me the clip of CJ doing it.
Yeah, I got it. It might have been on me. Hold up, it don't be. KD probably sent it to me. For real.
That's horrible.
For real.
But again, they're in Phoenix tonight to take on the Mercury. Then they return home. They got 2 home games this week. Real quick news on the playoffs. Should they, hold their standing and make the playoffs this year? The playoff games are going to be played. They're not going to be played at Capital One. Long story short, came out today, statement from the Washington Mystics that the home playoff games are said to be played at the Charles E. Smith Center on the campus of George Washington University. Capital One Arena will be unavailable due to the ongoing renovation project through the month of August into September. And the other big part about that game that went in Dallas has done a really good job of taking Elena Deladon out the game. And again, the Mystics still got another win. They also didn't have Skylar Diggins, so they play again this Sunday. That should be a good matchup, should everybody be healthy and ready to go.
I wish we can go to that. I'm leaving out of town, so I can't, but that'll be a game to watch.
Okay, I got a question for you. So, for all the guys that watch NBA basketball, right? Why do you feel like there's such a disconnect where they take their time and just down talk women's basketball so bad, but yet, and this is my question, but yet most of you that are in the league love it.
Where do they down talk it at?
Man, you just gotta
on the internet.
Man.
Okay, see, I follow all
See,
NBA.
you don't see it that much.
So, yeah, okay.
Man.
No, but I've been seeing a lot of I follow so many WNBA players, so many women's players,
right,
and women's basketball fans, and I've seen it. So I haven't been.
It's probably
really,
from the little bit that you see.
Yeah.
Times it down, multiply it by 30.
Okay, so I mean, you see none of the players, no NBA player is going to disrespect a women's basketball player because they know. They've probably played against them.
And that's what I want to ask you, because it doesn't make sense that you guys don't have an issue. A lot of you guys take your time in the off season to go and watch and support it.
Because it's good. It's good basketball.
Okay, good.
It's good basketball. It's good players. Great players. It's competitive.
Thank you.
And I went to a game. I've been going to games, and one of my best friends, Chelsea Gray. I know how
Chelsea Gray is a bucket. Sorry to cut
I
you
mean,
off.
she. I know how much time she puts in it. And I know how it is. I know how it is to. You in college, you got study hall, practice, coach want to talk to you. You got to lift. It's a grind. It's a grind. I seen that. I forgot her name, but she came out with I'm tired of men who haven't made it or haven't haven't played at a high level keep challenging me to one-on-one.
It's Devereaux Peters.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I read that. I was like, dang. Because
it's that crazy.
Yeah. I bet.
They really think.
But but they do that. Regular fans do that to NBA players. Don't get it twisted. The 14th and 15th guy will destroy you. You know what I'm saying, in the NBA, just because he don't play or just because he averaged 2-3 points. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that's just the average fan. I think it's an ego thing. I think it's a life thing. They probably, wish they was, you know what I'm saying? So I think girls, but Odyssey, Sky, I mean, we watch highlights of them. You know what I'm saying? Look how tough that Crystal Tolliver moves was. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. That's high level, tough basketball. Deladon, Diana Taurasi, everybody, it's a respect. I mean, come on, we can go down Kelsey Plum. We can keep on Caleb McBride.
We had you in the bill. That's why I wanted to ask, because it's something that we've covered the league, heavily the past few years.
She the future.
It's crazy. Who are you pointing to?
Asia Wilson.
She the future.
Asia is.
She's the future.
We've talked about this draft class, and she's headlining it. This draft class is just crazy special up and down. Washington has a very special play in Ariel Atkins. She doesn't get too much love because she's on a good team. You can't average 20, 30 as a rookie on a really good team. But she took a starting spot.
Yeah, I mean, man, look. No NBA player or no professional player looks down on it. And not to say we don't look down on it or everybody else. I mean, you can have your opinion. But I think people who really know basketball, really play basketball, or really understand basketball knows that what those girls do and how much work they put in, the respect that they deserve. They deserve so much respect because we looked at those. I grew up watching Taurasi and Sue Bird and Cheryl Swoops. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope people stop disrespecting if that's what they're doing. And
you would be shocked. It is crazy.
yeah,
like,
so we gonna start nipping that in the bud.
Yeah.
That's over with. Cause I know some chicks that are destroyed some Twitter trolls for real, for real.
It's just crazy to me. I never really understood it because it's like in my opinion, it's kind of like if you like basketball, you value it, you know it. Like that's almost one of the purest forms of it. How can you not watch it?
Right.
Like there's a lot of stuff, you see similar plays in both leagues, and it's just crazy how you can't appreciate.
Right.
Like if people could turn on the Warriors or the Spurs, watch how y'all play basketball, and think that it's great.
Right.
But can't watch the WNBA where almost everybody kind of has to play like that.
Kevin Durant probably could tell you if you put a game on or something. He could tell you where they went to school, who that is. You know what I'm saying? Like real basketball fans, like they get the ultimate respect. Like when I see WNBA players, like what's up, like you know what I'm saying, blah blah blah. Like it's a mutual respect that they have for us and we have for them. So, they deserve way more recognition for real.
Definitely so, and we hope that their league continues to grow. And before we get out this WNBA segment, the interesting thing about the whole thing that happened with the Aces and the Mystics first canceled game, that CBA is coming up. They got a lot of discussions to have in that league.
Please don't do a lockout. What we gonna watch in the summer?
I don't know if it's gonna get to that point, but like something has to be. It's just not fair. Like as of right now, I believe, like I read somewhere, I gotta confirm it, but like they get like 20% of the revenue, and that's not enough. I know the league doesn't make a lot of money, but I feel like if it splits closer to 50-50, like on y'all's end, I feel like the league, there's more incentive for the league to do more marketing if the pot's closer to equal.
Right.
So again, this is my little opinion. Get off my soapbox. I want to thank you for coming through. Have a weekend.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you for having me.
Appreciate it. Now, you guys are always welcome. So appreciate it.
Be back.
Yes, I'm sure you guys will. Thank you for the water.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But we're going to see you guys next week. Same time, same place. Don't forget to get over to finestbag.com and mymonosports.com. And we'll see you next week on the Focus TV.
Yes, sir.